Welcome back after a long weekend. It's so good to see you and get to teach you again this week. So, for our reading lesson, as you know, we have been covering these two books. We have been talking about The Three Little Pigs, and that is by Mara Alperin. And we have also been talking about Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type, and that is by Doreen Cronin. And we have been covering things like character, who is the story about, setting, where and when does the story take place, and the plot, what happens. So there's a fourth part to every story you'll read, and that is called a conflict. Conflict. Can you say conflict? Conflict. Good. So a conflict is a problem. In every story, there's a problem. It could be a good problem, it could be a bad problem, but every story has a problem or a conflict. And in the two stories that we've read, there is this kind of conflict. Person versus person. Okay, I know that the animals are not really people, but for this case, person versus person. So that means there's like a fight between two characters. There's some type of conflict between two characters, and I'll show you what it is in The Three Little Pigs. So, in the story of The Three Little Pigs, you have to think about who our characters are. So our characters are, remember, Mama Pig, the three little pigs, Horace, Boris, and Percy, and the Big Bad Wolf. And what happens in the story? Let me think. Oh, right, the Big Bad Wolf tries to burn down the Three Little Pigs' house. So that is our problem, okay? So our person is, they're the pigs, and the VS right here, VS means versus. So the pigs versus the wolf. That is what the main problem is. That is what's driving this book. It's the constant conflict, the constant wolf trying to blow down the pigs' houses that makes the book be a book. It makes it be a story. So every book you read has a conflict, and in The Three Little Pigs, it just so happens to be person versus person. Sometimes the conflict is inside of you. So sometimes, like for instance, in Charlotte's Web, Wilbur, the pig, has a conflict within himself. He is really, really struggling with being lonely. And so that is a person versus self conflict. All right. So in The Three Little Pigs, person versus person, we have the pigs versus the wolf. The wolf always wants to blow down the pigs' houses. That is the conflict. Now, what is the conflict in Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type? Let's think about who the characters are. I remember a lot of us giving great ideas. We have Farmer Brown, we have the cows, we have the chickens. Where are they? The hens. The cows, the hens, the duck, and then all the other farm animals. But there's a problem, there's a conflict. Who is the conflict between? Who is the conflict between? Can you figure it out? And let me know. Reply to this and let me know who is the conflict, or who is a part of the conflict. We have the person versus person. Who are the people involved in Three Little Pigs? It's the pigs and the wolf. But what about in Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type? What is the conflict in Click Clack Moo, Cows That Type? Let me know.